My name is John F. Pintek, and this is my wife, Rosalind. Both natives. She's a native of Douglas. She couldn't help it. I'm a native of Bisbee. We became acquainted at Cochise College. We were in the first class at Cochise College, and I was president of the student body at that point, or I was elected student body president. I've been involved with Cochise College ever since. After we left here, after about 2 years at the college, we moved to Phoenix. I worked for the Department of Public Safety, and I did a career there. She worked for Salt.
I worked, well, that's when we went to school. We went to ASU.
Okay,
We went to ASU, and then we came back to Cochise County, and I taught in Douglas. John was a highway patrolman. And then he was part of the first helicopter operations for Department of Public Safety. So we went back to Phoenix, and I worked at the Salt River Project, which is a water and electric utility. And your career, go ahead.
Well, after about 30 years in Phoenix, we moved back, and that's where we are now.
Well, John left before I did, and he campaigned for a year to become sheriff of Cochise County. So he served a term, and I was working in Phoenix because the benefit and retirement programs were so important to us that I stayed and worked, and he served his term, went back to Phoenix, and I retired when I was 55, and we came back then. And then after a couple of years here, we went to New Mexico and bought a ranch, developed it, and had a beautiful, it was the closest thing to heaven without dying, but we were really remote. So we decided to come back in 28, well, actually we built our house over the divide, and then we moved here permanently in 2018. And go ahead, do you want to?
Well,
Since we've been back, John has been active in civic affairs. Do you want to talk about planning and zoning?
Oh yeah, I'm on the planning and zoning. Forgot about that.
Advisory board. He was part of the evaluating the jail, and so before the election he worked on that committee, and now he's vice president of Cochise College Foundation, because we feel like that was what gave us a big boost in life for us to have that opportunity. And so I graduated from ASU, and John graduated from St. Mary's College. So
My father, he was a very involved individual forever. He was born and raised in Bisbee. His father was deported in the 1917 deportation. And that didn't go over well as he got older. He was just a child then, and they came and got his father. He was 6 years old, and they came and got his father. Well, as he got older, his ambition was to take it out on the Phelps Dodge Company that did the action. And every time, because he was a lawyer, every time that he had an opportunity to sue Phelps Dodge, he would do it for practically nothing. My family was a very close, we were very close to the Dominguez family, Salim Dominguez. He was a customs broker here, and his office was over there very near the border on the east side of the street there. And our family was very close to that family. It always shared Christmases and Thanksgiving together. And Junior, Salim Dominguez was the father, Salim Dominguez Jr. was the son. And he was 1 year older than I. And we would walk over here because I live just down the street a little way. We would walk over here and throw rocks at the windows. I do that. Breaking the windows. And we were also after all the pigeons. Excuse me, this used to be, the pigeons were prolific in these buildings. And we had BB guns. And we would try to sneak in there and see how many pigeons we could kill. That's my, it doesn't sound too good, but that's it.
And I had heard all these stories for the 56 years that we've been married. And I always wondered about Camp Naco, but it was always fenced off, and we'd drive by and I really didn't know what it was all about or what the inside of these buildings looked like. So a few weeks ago, John was looking at the newspaper, the local newspaper, and saw the ad for Camp Naco and the flagpole. Anyway, John saw this ad, and so we know Becky Orozco, so we called her. And she was gracious enough to show us all around. We met her and she showed us the buildings, and it was just so impressive how much has been done already. So instead of making a donation to the flagpole project, we decided to fund it. And we feel very proud of that.
I would think they redo it like it was when the troops were actually here. Put bunks in it, mess hall if they had a mess hall, or however they conducted it, just exactly like it was from 11 to 23. Now, I think it would be a big draw, and it helped the community. And I think it is part of the history of this area, and it should be preserved.
And John has always been interested in history, and so he has really dragged me along, and so I am very interested. I'd really like to see the museum part of it, because to me, we've gone through hundreds of museums and find that that is where we learned so much history. So that's what would appeal to me. And, you know, I just think it'd be so wonderful for the community to just see this, fixed up. And I just think this is exciting.